This summer I started a fresh herb garden. We have chive, so I'm going to cut some chive, and we're going to make a shrimp vermicelli noodle soup today, a bean thread soup. It's gluten-free. And I'm going to get some fresh cilantro here as well. Some fresh cilantro. I already cut some chive earlier already, so now I'm just going to cut some fresh cilantro. So you cut it at the base, that way it will grow out some more. Today we are making a dish that I love very much, and it's gluten-free. So we have the bean thread noodle. So it's not made out of rice, so it's actually packed with protein because it's made out of soybean. And we have chicken bouillon, and I'm using the Argentina red shrimp. Come frozen, already peeled and deveined, tails off. I love it. So all you do is thaw it out. And the next ingredient we would need is from my fresh herb garden. We have chive and cilantro. So you just chop in as much as you want. So right now we are doing 6 cups of water with bouillon, and I'm going to measure out the shrimp. See how much shrimp you're going to need. You know, you put it in as much shrimp as you want, because we love shrimp. So this looks like 2 cups of shrimp. And we're going to chop it up. Chop up the parsley. We're going to chop up the cilantro. And you're going to leave some aside for the soup. So these are nicely packed right there. And some chive, fresh chive. Just chop it up. You can tell the fresh herb from the garden is so good. Now we're going to take the shrimp, and you're going to chop up the shrimp. You can put this through a food processor too if you want, but I like mine chunky. You see what I'm doing here. Chopping it up like this, so you're mixing it nice and fine but lumpy at the same time. So you're just chopping it. You can do it with a big cleaver, or you can do with the bigger knife, probably easier. So with a So now you can start incorporating your cilantro and your chives right into the shrimp paste. And then we're just going to drop it in chicken bouillon soup. You can do, if you don't like chicken bouillon, you can also do vegetable bouillon. Any bouillon you like. Even shrimp bouillon, seafood bouillon, if you want totally seafood. The soup, you want to keep it together, so we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. We're going to flavor this up. 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I put in 2 teaspoons of cornstarch in the shrimp paste here, and then we're going to add a teaspoon of sesame oil, and then we're going to do a teaspoon of soy sauce. I like the Golden Mountain seasoning sauce. And then we're going to put in a tablespoon of I already had it out, a tablespoon of oyster sauce in there. And we are going to put in some black pepper as well. So we put some black pepper. You can put as much as you want in black pepper. Just gonna do like a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, low sugar. And okay, I'm gonna mix it all up here. The cornstarch keeps, this smells so good, sesame oil. Keeps the shrimp stay together when you drop them by spoonful into the soup. So you put all this in the food processor, except for the chives and the cilantro, because you don't want that to be pulverized. You want to see bits, chunks of it. Okay, now we're going to get the broth going. Cups in here, the pot. We have 6 cups of water, and you just read your bouillon. I'm going to start with 3 teaspoons of bouillon because I don't want it to be too salty. You can add your salt, but you can't take away. Once this boils, we're going to add the shrimp. The soup stock boil, just drop in by the teaspoon. You can make it as big or as small as you like. Now we turn it back up to high, so that way we can add in our noodles. See, the shrimp cooks really quickly, so you can add in your noodles right away. See how the cornstarch kept the cornstarch kept the shrimp all together. So you don't have to add cornstarch if you don't want to, but if you want them to stay in a nice big lump like this, then you want to add the cornstarch. You're not going to use the whole package of noodle that you saw in the beginning. The package just comes in 4 cylinder like this. Doesn't matter how you buy the bean thread noodles. You don't want too many bean thread noodles because you don't have enough water for it. All the bean thread noodle, it's going to suck up all the water and you have no broth. So I'm just going to do 2. And it's really quick. You see how it's softened right up in the hot water? It's going to take about only like 2 minutes. And you can see. So you can add veggies to this soup too. This soup is any way you want it. But, you know, we just like the shrimp and the fresh herbs in here. The cilantro and the chives. And with bean thread noodles. And this is like protein. See how soft it gets? So if you like a lot of noodle and not a lot of broth, you can add a 3rd package of noodle in there. It's up to you. You see how the soup is starting to boil? And you can look at the noodle become transparent. See? As soon as this soup boil, see, you see the noodle? It's all transparent. It's done. And you can turn off the heat. Now the soup's all done. So I'm going to put some noodle in here to eat. And this is high in protein and delicious. See how the noodle is transparent? And you just put some soup in here. And remember the cilantro we left aside, so I just sprinkle over the soup and put the rest in the pot. So it'll be all set. See, nice and colorful. Okay, let's taste this. How this tastes. Put a little noodle. See, this noodle is so good. And the shrimp. Let's taste the shrimp by itself. So delicious. The fresh chive, the fresh cilantro, the combination of the herbs, the sesame oil, soy sauce, and oyster sauce. So delicious. This you have to try. You see how simple this dish was and how quick it was, and you can put it in the fridge and just heat it up when you want to eat it. You see how the noodles suck up all the soup? The soup broth is so good. This is one of my favorite soup. And packed with protein. Shrimp, noodle, and fat-free. Okay, we barely put any fat in here. Bon appetit. See you in the next video.